Hello students, welcome to the video tutorial of informatics practices for class 12. Today we'll be discussing the second part of the chapter Python Pandas 1. In the last video we have discussed the first part and we did talked in details about the introduction part. So today we'll go in some selective parts of the creation of the series object. So let's continue it. Okay, so here you can see that in the last part we have discussed few things which were related to the introduction. Okay, so here you can see that we are going to discuss today about the different types of uh, data part which we have which we can use for the creation of the series object. So here you can see we have discussed that we can use a Python sequence, we can use an ND array, we can use a Python dictionary, or we can use a scalar value itself. Okay, so one by one let's take the discussion part towards it. So first let's talk about the specifying data as a Python sequence. Now by the Python sequence, what do you understand is that if you are giving something which is in the form of a sequence like list, okay, or an ND array, so these things are considered as the sequences. Okay, so if you are given a value in the form of the Python sequence and you want to specify that sequence as a Python data for the series elements, so you can do it easily. So here we can have an example like obj1 is equals to pd dot series. Again I am reminding you that series s should be in capital. Okay, so pd dot series, and in range we are giving it as 5. So pd dot series is resembling here that we are going to create a series object, okay, and with the help of a sequence which is having the range as 5. Okay, so when you are mentioning something inside the range, so obviously it is starting from the 0 value because you haven't given any starting value, and this 5 will be considered as the ending value, so the index will stop at 4. So obviously you are going to get a value of the data sets from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And by default you can see the indexes have been created for each data value. For the first data value you are having the 0 index, for second data value we are having the 1 index, for third data value we have the 2, and then 3, and then 4. Okay, and here you can see a d type has already been created as int64. Okay, in the similar way, if we have another sequence, suppose let's take this example, obj2 is equals to pd dot series 3.5, 5 6.5, and 8 point. Again here this is a sequence which is in the form of the list. Okay, and you can admire it easily with the help of this brackets, which is resembling the list brackets. Okay, so if something is mentioned in the form of the list, that can also be taken as a sequence, and that can be also pass the data for the series. Okay, so again if we are going to write this statement and we are going to print obj2, we are going to get this as output. Okay, so again were having 1, 2, 3, and 4 data value. So accordingly we can see the indexes have been implemented from 0 to 3, because for 4 data values the data indexes will be 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now let's discuss example here. Write code to create a series object using the Python sequence 4, 6, 8, and 10. Assume that the pandas is imported as the alias name pd. Okay, now it is being told to you that you have to assume that the pandas have been already imported, and it has been imported with the alias name as pd. In the last video I told you about the alias name, that we can use a short name for this pandas module, and here it is mentioned as pd, which is a preferred choice. Okay, you can change this choice without any problem, but right now we are having this as a preferred choice as pd. Okay, so when we are importing pandas as pd, we need to write something like this: s1 is equals to pd dot series, and then 4, 6, 8, and 10. Why we are using these values? Only because that is mentioned in the question itself, that you have to use these sequences 4, 6, 8, and 10. Okay, and then accordingly we have created a series object here, and then when we are going to print it, that is the object of series is s1. So when we are going to print s1, we are going to get our output. Okay, so here you can see that we have used the values as 4, 6, 8, and 10, and the data values are having these indexes, that is 0, 1, 2, and 3. I think it's clear to everyone. And now let's move on to the second example, which is almost similar. Only difference is there that in this we were using the sequences in the form of the list, and this time the sequence is given in the form of the tuple, and that can be admired with the help of this bracket. Okay, this parenthesis. Okay, so it is showing you that the sequence is in the form of a tuple, and when you are passing this tuple in the series object, that is the S2. So S2 is equals to pd dot series 11, 21, 31, and 41, and then when you are going to print S2, again you are going to get this output. Okay, and since there are 1, 2, 3, and 4 data values, so accordingly you have taken the indices as 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and the D type is in 64. Now let's move forward, and without this, too much examples. Okay, this example can be considered. Here we are saying that write a program to create a series object using a string so funny. Assume that the pandas imported as alias name PD. Again, here we are saying that the pandas module is already imported with the alias name as PD, and when we are going to use this string, okay, so suppose we are using this so funny string here, so we are writing it as s4 is equals to pd dot series, and then in bracket we are passing so funny. So be aware of this thing that whenever we are uh, using a string, okay, that should be in a single quotes or double quotes. Okay, so it is enclosed in a single quote, sorry, double quotes. And when we are passing this in the series object, and when we are printing this series object s4, we are getting the output here. Okay, now since this entire string value is in the form of a data value, okay, so the only one index is to be created, and so you are seeing this so funny at the 0 index, and this time the d type is an object. Earlier we were having the sequences there, so we were having the d type as int and float or something else, but this time with this the d type is an object. Okay, now this were for the values which we are giving as a scalar value. Okay, sorry, the sequence value. And now this time we want to create a series with the help of an nd array. So the second part is specifying data as an nd array. When we want to specify a data in the form of, which is in the form of nd array, it is quite simple to use. Here we will use this arange function, and as you know that arange function is only applicable when you are having this numpy module imported in your code. So whenever you are going to use program for this line, okay, or this particular thing, that nd array, it is important that you import the numpy as well. Okay, so the statement will start from import numpy as np, and then you will write import pandas as pd. Okay, and again this np and pd are the preferable choice. Okay, you can switch it with other alias name as well. Okay, so let's suppose here nda1 is equals to np dot a range 3 comma 13 comma 3.5. So obviously here 3 is the starting value and 13 is asking you to stop at 12, and this 3.5 is showing you that you have to take a step of 3.5. Okay, so when you are going to print it, here you can see we have taken this nda1 is equals to np dot a range 3 comma 13 comma 3.5, and then we have printed this nda1. So this array has been printed first of all, that is 3 point and then 6.5 and then 10 point, that is the difference of 3.5. The step was 3.5, and the series 1 is having this object nda1 inside this series object. Okay, so pd dot series again sh should be in capital, and then we are passing this nda1 in this series object, and then when we are going to print this series 1, we are going to see this output as 3.0, 6.5, and 10.0, and accordingly if the three data values were there, we are going to see the C indexes, that is 0, 1, and 2. Okay, now let's move forward, and let's see if we have got something which is based on this particular thing. Yes, we have got an example here. Example 6, that is write a Python program to create a series object using an nd array that has 5 elements in the range 24 to 64. Okay, again this 24 to 64 has been taken in this range, and we have to take out or trace out 5 elements from it. Okay, so we are going to use this linspace function, and as you know that linspace function is applicable only when you are having this numpy module installed. So whenever you will write the code, you will also write a line import numpy as np here. Okay, and then import numpy as np, and then import pandas as pd, and then you can give a object name. Here for instance we are having s6, so in s6 we are passing pd.series and then np.lim space 24 comma 64 comma 5, so it is going to take these values. Okay, and then you are going to create a series object here. Okay, now there's another example given. Write a program to create a series object using an ND array that is created by tiling a list 3 comma 5. Okay, and it is asking you to tile the list twice. Okay, again this is a function of numpy. So again you will write import numpy as empty and then import pandas as pd, and then you are creating a series object s7 is equals to pd.series and then np.tile 3 comma 5 comma 2. So this is going to tile the list, that is it is going to twice it up, and that is 3 comma 5 and 3 comma 5. It has been repeated here, and since the values are 4 here for the data, so accordingly the index has been started from 0 and it is ending at 3. Okay, so that is the way in which you can specify the data as an ND array. Okay, next is specifying the data as a Python dictionary. So when you are trying to specify data as a Python dictionary, it's very simple to do it. For example, let's see here, obj5 is equals to pd.series, and then we are passing a dictionary here. How you know this is a dictionary? We use the help of this key value pairs. Okay, so the Jan is here a key, and then 31 is the associated value of that key. Similarly, this Fab is the key, and 28 is the value for that key, and this 31 is the key, and March is the key, and this 31 is the associated value for that. Okay, and once when we are okay with the creation of the dictionary inside the series object, and then when we are going to print this obj5, we are going to get these values 28, 31, 31, and then Fab, Jan and March. As I've already told you that this Fab, Jan and March is coming here without, as you can see here, that the order is not fixed. And why this is happening? Because we know that when we are creating a dictionary, the key value pairs are going to be fixed, that is the associated key will be related with the associated value, but the orders of the key value pair is not fixed. Okay, so here also we can see, though the key value pairs are in order, that is February and 28, Jan and 31, but still this is in a proper, means you can say in unordered way, and this unordered way is because of the use of the dictionary. Okay, now example is based on this only. Write a program to create a series object using a dictionary that stores the number of students in each section of class 12 in your school. So again you can have a value of your own choice, that is the dummy value, and here you are taking section A with 39 students, section B has 41, C has 42, and D with 44. Again you can see this A, B, C and D are the keys here, so we are mentioning it in the form of codes. Okay, and the values are there with the column, that is 39, 41, 42 and 44, and this dictionary is with this object, that is stu, and then we are passing this stu in this series object, and then when we are going to print s8, we are going to get this object. Okay, again you can see here the data values were 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you are seeing the data values here, and the keys of the dictionary has now become the index for the series. Okay, so this A, B, C and D are the indexes which were earlier the keys of the dictionary. So you can say here that whenever you are creating a series with the help of a dictionary, so the keys of the dictionary will become the rows, and the values of the dictionary will become the data values for that series. Okay, now moving forward, and let's discuss about this, that specifying data as a scalar value. Okay, so when you're talking about the scalar value, that means you are giving a single value to a series element. Okay, and that single value can be repeated multiple times according to your own choice. Okay, now for example here, we have mentioned that medals 1 is equals to pd dot series 10 comma index is equals to range 0 comma 1. Okay, so when we are going to print this medals 1, we are going to get this out. And why this is happening? Because we have mentioned index is equals to range in bracket 0 comma 1. So it is going to have a single value here for the index, that is for 0 value, and for 0 value we are having this data value 10. Okay, so the medals 1 is actually showing you a series with a single row index, that is 0, and the value for that, or the data value for that index is 10. Okay, but here we have given again a single scalar value only, but the thing we have changed here is the range. Okay, and we are mentioning index equals to range 1 comma 6 comma 2. So what this is going to do, it is going to start the index from 1 and it will end the index at 5 because 6 is mentioned, so 1 less than 6, and the step is of 2. So the first index will be at 1, second index will be at 3, and the third index will be at 5. And since the data value is given as a scalar value, so 15 will be repeated for all the indexes. Okay, so clearly you can understand one thing, that whenever you are going to specify the data as a scalar value for series, you need to mention the index also, because accordingly the index will create the number of iterations, or you can say, or the number of copies for the data value. For example, here you are mentioning ser2 is equals to pd dot series get to start comma index equal to Indore comma Delhi comma Shimla. So here the index is mentioned with three values, that is Indore, Delhi and Shimla. So for these three values, Indore, Delhi and Shimla, we are having a single data value, that is yet to start. Okay, so we can see this yet to start has been repeated three times because of the availability of these three indexes only. Okay, accordingly this question is mentioned, write a program to create a series object that stores the initial budget allocated 50,000 per each for the 4 quarters, quarter 1, 2, 3 and 4. So again you can mention this quarter 1, 2, 3 and 4 in the form of the index here. Okay, and since each of them have allocated with 50,000 each, so you can pass this scalar value here in pd.series. Okay, and since the indexes are 1, 2, 3 and 4, so accordingly 4 values will be repeated. So here you can see 50,000 for each quarter, quarter 1, 2, 3 and 4. The D type is 360. Okay, I think it's clear. And also here something is mentioned which is for the NaN values, that suppose if you want to keep something which is not known to you. Okay, for example, if you are mentioning obj3 is equals to pd dot series and 6.5 np dot nan and 2.34. So what this np dot nan is emphasizing here, that you are not knowing this value, or that is missing value here. Okay, suppose if you are having 100 records for insertion in that series object, and out of that 100 records you are having 98 records, but 2 records are missing for you. So you can specify it with the help of this np.nan, and that will create a series object, and for that index it will show you nan. So this nan is going to resemble this as not a number. Okay, so this it is a legal empty value nan and is defined in the NumPy module. Okay, so whenever you want to use a missing value, you can easily use it with this np.nan. So here you can see that 6.5 np.nan and 2.34 was mentioned. So the data value have been taken accordingly, 0, 1 and 2, and these are the values for it, that is 6.50 nan and 2.3. Okay, next thing is the specifying indexes as well as the data with the series. Now if you want to give the index with your own choice, okay, that is the manual indexing. Till now whatever the things we were creating, that were having the indexes according to the data value. Suppose if the 5 data values were there, so 5 indexes were being used. 6 data values were there, so 6 indexes were being used. Okay, but now if we want to have our own indexes, how can we give a manual index? So for that we need to use this index argument. Okay, and you can specify the data as well as the index at the same time of the creation of the series object. For example, here we are having ARR equals 31, 28, 31 and 30, which is in the form of a list. Okay, and this MON is equals to Jan, Feb, March and April, which is again in the form of a list. Okay, and now you are passing this obj3 with this series object, and the data is used with the ARR and the index is used as with the MON list. Okay, so here both the things you can specify at the same time, and when you are going to print this obj3, so the data values have been taken from ARR, that is 31, 28, 31 and 30, and the index has been taken from this MON, and that has been respectively taken for each data value. So for 31 the index is Jan, for 28 the index is Feb, and similarly for 31 and 38 is March and April respectively. Okay, so in this way you can specify the data as well as the index at the same time when you are creating the series object. Okay, here also we can have an example. For example, here obj4 equals to pd.series, and then data we have passed this sequence 32, 34, and 35, and then index we are passing this abc. So again, when you are going to print this obj4, you are going to see these data, that is 32, 34, and 35, and accordingly the index has been given abc. So we are seeing these things in the form of the index. Okay, now you could skip keyword data also if you want. That is, if you are not mentioning this data and you are directly writing in pd.series arr comma index equal to 1, so obviously it will understand this the first field has been taken as the data value. So it will not be confused whether this is to be taken as the index or not. So whatever thing which you are going to pass in the series at the first part, that will be taken as the data part, and then the comma and the rest of the part will be taken as the index. So whenever you are going to give index, it is necessary to write this index attribute, but for the data you can skip the keyword data. Okay, and you can write directly the name of the data. Here it was arr, so directly we have passed this arr, and it is going to produce the same result which has produced here. Okay, this one is similar to this. Also, if you want, you can use the index in the form of this loop also. For example, here we are mentioning that range as 1 comma 15 comma 3. This is for the data values. So it is going to start from 1 and it will go next 3 values. Then it will skip 3 values, that is it will skip 2, 3 and 4. Then the next value will be 5. Okay, not 5 actually, it will take it as 4 because the step is 3. So it will skip accordingly. Okay, and for the next values we are having these index, that is x for x in a b c d e, that is the index is taken for x, but this x is iterating here in this a b c d and e. So for first data value the x will be as a, for the second data value the x will be b, and for third data value x will be c, and similarly d and e. And for each data value we are having these indexes as a b c d and e. Okay, so here you can see the output here that we have mentioned. That is, the first value was 1, and then we have taken a step of 3 here. So next value is 4, next value is 7, next value is 10, and next value is 13. And since we are having these 5 data values, we have given the index as 5 here. Okay, so that x is iterating in 5 values only. That is a, b, c, d, and e. And each has been given a specific data value, that a will go for 1, b will go for 4, and c will go for 7, and similarly the d and e will go for 10 and 13 respectively. Okay, so I think it is clear. Yes, one more important thing is with the caution that if we are specifying index explicitly using an index sequence, then we must provide indexes equal to the number of values in the data array. That means, suppose if we are having data values as number of data values as 5, and we are giving the indexes as 3 or 7 or 8, which is not matching with the number of data values, so it is going to produce an error, that is the value error. Okay, so be very specific with this thing, that if you are creating a series object and then you are passing the sequence for the data in the series, and the number of data is suppose n, and the number of indexes is other than n, so that is going to create a value error. So it is to be very clear to everyone that whenever you are specifying the values in the series, it should be in same number as compared to the index. Okay, so for example, here we were having 1 comma 15 comma 3, so the data values were 5 here, 1 2 3 4 and 5. And suppose if we would have written x for x in abc, suppose only this much abc, so that means x will iterate in abc only. Okay, so the first value will go for A, the second value will go for B, and the third value will go for C. But the D and E value cannot be used here because in the index we would have written only A, B, C. So what about these two values? So that will create an error here. That's why whenever we are using a series object, we have to be very careful, and we have to check whether the number of data values is similar or same with the number of indexes or not. Okay. Similarly, an example is mentioned here, for example 1 for 11, and it has been given these section names, that is A, B, C, and D of class 12, and another list is named with country, and that is storing the uh, contribution made by the students. Okay, and it has been asked to write to create a series of objects that stores the contribution amount as the values, the section names as the indexes. So here you have passed this section with A, B, C, and D. So these are going to store the section, and this country is having the contribution amount from each section. That are the dummy values, which is of your own choice. Okay, and then you have passed this pd.series with this data. Again, this data is a non-compulsory part. You can skip this data keyword and directly you can give this country as well. Okay, but even if you are writing data equal to country, it is not going to create a problem. So it is okay to write data equal to country and then index equal to section, and this is going to print as 11 object with these values, that is 6700, 5600, 5000, 5200, and the indexes has been taken as A, B, C, and D respectively for each data value. Okay, and here this D type is int62. Now it is also mentioned about the specifying data type along with the data and index. So if you want, you can give the data type along with the series creation. Or here we are having data equal to none, index equal to none, and D type equal to none. Okay, so whatever the thing you want, you can mention here. For example, here we to mention data equal to ARR, so it is going to use an data with this ARR sequence, which is, has to be already created, and in index we have passed MON, and in D type we have passed np.float64. So if you remember in the earlier section of this video only, we had the same object obj5, and this data was from ARR only, but the data were 3128, 3130, and which were in the form of integer and not in the float value. But since this time we have specified that D type as np.float64, so it is going to convert all the objects in the form of floating values, that is the decimal value. And since the index has not been changed and index is the same, that is Jan, Feb, March, and April, so the data values have been switched to the data type of float, but the index is remaining the same. That is January with 31.0, February with 28.0, March with 31.0, and similarly for April. And this time the D type is float 60. Okay, so in this way you can also specify the data along with the index. Okay, and also you can specify the data type. Okay, now suppose we have to use a mathematical function or expression, so we can use that also. Here we have written data equal to a into 2. Okay, so whatever the data is there in the a, it has been doubled in. Okay, because we have mentioned data equal to a into 2. One more thing, if you specify this index earlier than data but with the mentioned attribute, that is index equal to a, so obviously it is going to create index only. Okay, and this is going to create a data only. But if you are not mentioning this keyword, okay, and directly the first thing you are passing, so that will be taken as the data only. But since here we have mentioned this keyword data equal to a into 2, though we have passed it later on after the index, still it will take the data values first, and the data has been taken as a into 2, that is the double values of the a. So a is having the values from 9 to 13, that is actually having the values from 9 to 12, and each value has been doubled. So the first value 9 has been converted to 18, next value from 10 has been converted to 20, and similarly 11 has been converted to 22, and 12 has been converted to 24, and the index has been taken directly from a without any double and triple value. So directly we are passing this index as a. So the first index will be 9, second index will be 10, third index will be 11, and the next index will be 12. Again, you have to be very careful that number of data values should be equal to the number of index values. Even if a single slight mismatch is there, it will create a value error. Okay, and here we are seeing data type as int32. Similarly, if we are going to write it as double asterisk here, so double asterisk refers to the power function, as you already know. So here we are passing the data with this power value. So the whatever the value is there in a has been exponentially increased with the power of 2. So 9 has gone to 81, 10 has gone to 100, 11 with 121, and 12 with 144. So the square of the values has been taken, and the index has been taken directly from this a array, that is 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so in this way what you can do is you can use a mathematical function or expression to create the data array in the C. It is not necessary that if you are feeling a value which is forming a mathematical pattern, so directly you can use the formula for that mathematical function or the expression for that mathematical function, and that expression or the formula will be treated for giving the values to the data series object. Okay, and the indexes has to be specified accordingly. Even if you miss the indexes, it will take the indexes by its own. Okay, and the indexes accordingly will give you the result. Okay, and it should be a, a clear case that whenever you are giving the index value by your own, so you have to be very careful with the value array. Okay, that is the shape mismatch must not be there. Okay, so I think that's it for today. Next we'll be talking about several other functions for the series object, and then we'll be covering the topics of the data frame. So thank you students for this video. We'll meet in the next video lecture. Thank you everyone.